Welcome to chapter 154 of The Flower of Freedom. All rights to both the book and the presentation are reserved. Just a preface. If you think about it, if one person gives a kindness to another, and then two people give a kindness to two people, and then four people give a kindness that ends up being 16 people, that's exponential numbers. That is the foundation of a virtuous cycle. A virtuous cycle is sort of the same thing as taking a screw in a piece of wood that's digging into the wood and turning it counterclockwise, loosening it up a little so that nothing is binding and chafing and breaking. A vicious cycle is just the opposite. It's one that narrows down and narrows down until only one person has anything. A virtuous cycle provides for coverage for the whole world. And yes, I'm an idealist, but I am a practical idealist. And I hope that investing in you, wherever you may be, will permit some of you to do a kindness for someone else. We offer you this seat and this place of comfort and rest, but we don't care where you sit. Sit wherever you're comfortable and partake of what we offer with a good heart and with good intentions. Here we go, chapter 154, Philippe's Gifts. When Christine and Emmanuel got home, they had a nightcap together and they snuggled on the sofa. From somewhere they thought they heard the first tinkling notes of the Marseillaise, but as they listened for its source, it stopped, and they went back to their conversation. "Your baby's a man," said Emmanuel, as she lounged against him. "I've been wondering how that happened," Christine responded, looking into her wine glass. "It feels like the day before yesterday that he was born. I remember laying on a gurney in the hallway at the hospital just after he was born, when you met him for the first time." "Me too. You said that he was softer than the down of a duck, and I offended you by saying that might be true, but that I thought he looked like a caveman. He turned out all right, though." Christine gave her husband a playful elbow. "How could you say such a thing? I've spent all these many years trying to forget that." They were both feeling tired, so they drained their glasses, and they went and put them in the sink, and they made their way to their bedroom. They were surprised to find a package on each of their pillows. "That Philippe," they both said in unison. "He's done this since he was very little. Why should we be surprised?" Emmanuel asked. Christine opened her package first. Inside there was a lovely, hand-blown perfume bottle. There was a chamber that would hold perfume, but the glass continued below that. In the bottom, an artist had embedded a sunflower. The petals seemed to climb the inside of the bottle, and the base was studded with the intricate pattern of a sunflower's middle. She looked up into her husband's eyes and said, "Oh." "He knows that sunflowers are your favorite," Emmanuel said. Christine found the little note then. It said, "Mama, thank you for a lifetime of love." That template made it easy to recognize my own true love. "Merci will never be enough. I will always love you." Christine was so choked up, so she handed the note to Emmanuel. He read it, and he seemed to swell with pride. "Your turn," she sniffed. Emmanuel ripped the paper from his box. Inside, he found a beautiful pocket watch. Before he could get it completely unwrapped, it began to sing the Marseillaise. Right on the hour. It was an old pocket watch in immaculate condition, the kind you only find in fine jewelry stores that have access to old estates. Emmanuel also found a note in his box. It said, Papa, I hope that I will be the kind of man you've always been for Mama and me. I will try very hard to make you proud. You have been the greatest father a son could have. I know it. Love, Philippe. After a few seconds, Christine said, Emmanuel, what's wrong with me? I simply cannot shake this sense of dread. It's like my body is draped in black crepe, and I cannot throw it off. Christine, sometimes our brains try to balance us out when we feel so much joy. It plays a trick for self-preservation. We've found such joy and perfection in our little family that I think you're afraid to lose it when we're on the brink of another ascension to even greater joy. Imagine having a grandchild through whose eyes we can see the world as though it was brand new again. Not to mention that we finally have that daughter we always wanted. She's lovely, isn't she? Inside and out. Yes, she is. You must be right. I'm trying my best. That is why I told you it all. I'm certain that I'm being ridiculous, but all the same, can you hold me extra tight tonight? Christine and Emmanuel got ready for bed, and as they laid in the darkness, they held each other in a warm embrace. They knew each other so well, and they had their own special embrace that brought them comfort and yet renewed the thrill for the billionth time. They made love that night in the way that long-term loving couples make love. It was the kind of loving that young people do not yet know, and then they slept. That's the end of chapter 154. We invite you to come back for chapter 155. It's called Next Steps. I'll look forward to seeing you again. Please come back. I remain your friend Deborah. Goodbye.